Imagine a closed community where hundreds of people gather every morning. They wear a strict uniform. They recite the missions and values of their founders from memory, and they surrender the bulk of their vital energy and their thoughts to an invisible higher entity. The rules of this community are strictly enforced. Devotion and obedience are rewarded with promotion and social standing. If you deviate from the dogma, you face immediate exclusion and banishment. This is a Monday morning at a modern corporation. The modern workplace has hijacked our deepest psychological mechanisms. The innate human drives for devotion, obedience, and identity have been integrated into the employment contract. Throughout history, there has been a simple rule. To know what a society worships, you only need to look at its tallest buildings. In the Middle Ages, towns were constructed around towering stone cathedrals, with massive spires designed to point directly toward God. Today, in cities like New York, London, or Tokyo, the structures piercing the clouds are glass towers belonging to markets, banks, and corporate headquarters. As the world modernized and secularized, traditional deities faded from public life. But the fundamental human hunger to find meaning and a place in the cosmos never disappeared. It left behind a massive spiritual vacuum. The modern corporation moved into that void, claiming your identity alongside your labor. It expects you to believe. What companies sell as company culture operates as an unbreakable religious dogma. Founders and CEOs are routinely venerated as visionary prophets who hold the answers to the future. Human resources act as a polite inquisition, ensuring nobody strays from brand orthodoxy. Mandatory retreats function like pilgrimages to purify the worker's dedication. These rituals convince us that giving our best years to a sneaker brand is our primary purpose. We accept this corporate dogma because we are desperate. We crave the structured purpose that secularism stripped away, and the office provides it. To understand why, we look to Michel Foucault. He called the old model a disciplinary society. Institutions dictated your actions through forced obedience, driven by the fear of external punishment. But the philosopher Byung-Chul Han noticed an upgrade to this system. He argues we now live in an achievement society. The mandate of control has changed. The old "you must do this" has been replaced by the empowering, deceptive illusion of "I can do this." Corporations use the language of purpose, calling themselves families or claiming they are changing the world. Armed with this vocabulary, we gladly police our own free time. We push ourselves to the brink of burnout, feeling a sharp twinge of guilt if we try to take a walk without checking our phones. This is how the system of control functions. The achievement society makes the worker both the master and the slave. We subject ourselves to brutal self-exploitation, but believing the dogma, we call it a vocation. Every religion promises a paradise. In the corporate faith, you worship an abstract entity to attain a constantly retreating utopia of wealth, bonuses, and the next promotion. The author Lev Tolstoy mapped out the final destination of this path. He created the character of Ivan Ilyich, the perfectly obedient professional. As a lawyer, Ivan dedicated his entire existence to a rigid ascent of the social and professional ladder. He followed the rules and achieved his version of corporate salvation. Then, following an absurd accident while hanging curtains, Ivan suffers a fatal injury. Lying on his deathbed, he looks back and realizes his obsession with status and promotions has rendered his life empty. He dies filled with doubt, accompanied only by his shadow. If professional success remains your only metric for human worth, you will reach the end of your life facing that same devastating spiritual void. A corporate contract cannot offer you spiritual peace. If something happens to you, your company will post your job vacancy before your desk chair is even cold. Earning a living and creating an impact are noble pursuits. The danger lies in allowing those basic economic tools to consume your identity until you forget who you are outside of your professional profile. It is time to become a heretic in the corporate religion. Start committing deliberate sins against the dogma. Leave the office right at 5. Ignore your emails on the weekend. Dare to sit in total inactivity and simply be bored. Reclaim your presence. Because when time finally stops and you look back, You will not wish you had spent more hours optimizing quarterly metrics. You will wish you had lived your own life instead of fulfilling someone else's corporate mission.